Mike Craven here with Houston linebacker Hasaan Hypolite. That's a different introduction than we usually would do. How has the position switch gone for you so far from safety down to linebacker?
I say about it took like 2 weeks of just getting over my emotions, just looking over that DB drills, wanting to chop it down, go catch balls and stuff like that. But once we actually got into the aspect of getting physical and stuff, I understood like why I chose to make the decision, you know. So I just love it, you know what I'm saying, being able to get my hands on, just be an old school fashion football player. Because at the end of the day, I always knew what I was good at. I want to get physical. I want to put my nose on the ball. So playing linebacker, it plays well for me and all my strengths, you know.
You know, you're one of the guys that's been there for a while who've played in that defense. How do y'all go about helping the guys who just got there, either in the spring or the summer, kind of catch up to speed?
Yeah. To be completely honest with you, that standard is set in the weight room through the workouts and stuff like that. We don't show no sympathy in our weight room. We got like our little motto that we go by. It ain't really marketable, but it's called bleed. You know, you get blood, sweat, and tears. So if you didn't get the sweat and tears, we always look at each other and say, bleed. You ain't bleed yet. So it's always an extra mile, always an extra inch you can push. And when guys come in and they see that already and they see how we have each other's backs, it's not really anything for our coach to be said. They can already tell by their peers what's the standard.
You know, Archie McDaniel there at that position group, kind of what does he bring to the team? What do you like about playing for him?
Archie McDaniel's all-around players coach. You know, he's there for you on and off the field, whether it be a social life, whether it be just how to set up a credit card, anything. You can call him at any time of the day and ask him. He don't got no problem with answering his phone. So, you know, like a lot of coaches make that pitch when they're recruiting you and they sit down and say, they tell your parents, I'm going to treat your son like if he was mine. I can tell he really mean that, you know. I can tell, like, I don't really know. The only thing that's probably different between me and his son is our last names.
How excited are you to play against some of the helmets that we see out here today and some of these teams that I'm sure you grew up watching as well?
Yeah. Like you just said, I grew up watching a lot of these teams. So the excitement really just coming from laying down that foundation of being the first Big 12 team from the University of Houston for any of my peers or any just kid watching TV that want to come to the University of Houston. I want to make those shoes so big that it's almost impossible for them to fill it, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of shoes, what's the fit like today? How'd you kind of go about putting together the outfit? What do you like most about it?
Well, all of this is custom made by Lucho down in Houston. This is a good partnership that we have. Coach Hogerson's been going in for years to get his suit made, so he sent us to who he goes to, and down to the shirt, man, everything custom made. So I'm feeling good, man. This is my first full suit, you know, so feeling real good.
You know, it strikes me like NIL happened kind of while you were on campus, right? Yeah. So, like, how much did it change the experience as a football player pre-NIL to, like, now being able to go get suits and have partnerships and that kind of stuff?
As far as like the game goes, at the end of I tell we talk about this in the locker room all the time when we're looking at all these other schools blast and boast about all the NILs they're getting. Once the whistle blown, though, none of that matter. Nobody care about how much money you got this offseason or anything like that. You got 4 quarters of football. Let's play it. Let's see if that money really means something when the game starts. So at our university, we just blue collar, old fashioned workers. We like to go to work, get the job done. If NIL comes, we're more than grateful for it, more than welcome to open that door. But we're not out here searching and making that a big deal, you know.
Is there pressure, or how do you kind of feel about being that first group of Houston guys to play Big 12, like and setting the foundation, I suppose?
Yeah, pressure do 2 things: it's either gonna bust pipes or it's gonna create a diamond. And I know it ain't gonna bust no pipes over here. We been, but we don't fold on the University of Houston. You know, like I said, that standard's already set in the weight room. I don't really think it's no disrespect to no team or no institution that we'll go against, but I don't think there's no team that's gonna do me harder than Coach Bob would do me in that weight room, you know. So I'm ready. I'm willing to go against anybody, any man, any day. It don't matter.
I have a real Houston question. I grew up kind of Missouri City area in elementary school. Yeah. Frenchie's Chicken was kind of the biggest thing in the world to me, right? Is it as good since they've moved into the brick and mortar? I'm not sure it's as good as the old location. Are you a Frenchie's guy?
Yeah. See, I really wasn't big on just eating Frenchies all the time, but my first time actually eating Frenchies was when I was being recruited by Houston, because I grew up in Missouri City. Like, we got them over there, but we more or less eating like golden chicken, stuff like that. But going to Frenchies, I went to the old one, the yellow one. You remember the little walk-up one they had? So
that was the original.
You know, give you the greasy bag and all that. So it ain't nothing that's going to ever compare to that, you know? So that's good memories that a lot of kids don't know about.
A lot of good memories. Scott Street looks so different now than it did probably even when you got to campus. Lastly, you're putting on some music, right? You're driving in the car. What are you playing when the boys aren't around, right? Like what's jamming in your car that maybe you wouldn't want your friends to maybe know that you're jamming to as much as you do?
I probably wouldn't say I really wouldn't care if they knew it, but a lot of people don't know. My go-to song when I'm on the highway is John Mayer, Gravity. Yeah, that's
I wouldn't have guessed that one.
Yeah, my favorite song.
Okay. All right, man. Appreciate you. Have a good one, man.